Hello preppers, this is the pastor with you again. On this video, I want to take a few minutes and talk with you about food storage, things of that nature. I know there's a lot of real good videos already out there on this very subject. I'm not going to try to improve on what they've done because that would be very difficult, if not impossible to do. But I do want to talk with you a little while about a particular subject, about food prepping for diabetics, or those maybe that have special dietary needs. I want to show you also, first of all, how we prep here in our household. We don't have any kids at home, it's just my wife and I, but we do take pride in our garden. We take pride in being prepared, and we're thankful for what we've got in order to do that. First, over here, you see vacuum sealed bags. We have a vacuum seal machine here at our home. Typical department store, discount store type machine, but it works great. What we do, we buy in bulk 10-pound packages for my wife and I. Then we'll separate them, put them in a vacuum bag and seal them. These here are portions that we've done for her and I. This over here are black-eyed peas that we raised in our garden. Pintos, rice, just as an example of some things that we do. You can take these, vacuum seal them, and if you have a freezer, you can put them in the freezer and it will extend the life of them for a year longer than what would normally be expected. These pintos were sealed a year ago, July 31st, 2010. This rice was in August 9th of 2010. Still very good. We ate some of it just this week. Also, you see here our canned goods. We store ours in 5-gallon pails. This is not a food grade pail, but it doesn't need to be because of the way we're using it. We're storing canned vegetables. But spend a few extra dollars when you go to the grocery store, buy some extras, pick you up a couple of 5-gallon buckets to start with, put your food in there, snap the lid down on it. You can store it in a basement, you can store it in a closet, store it anywhere, right on the top of the lid, what's in there, the date. Rotate your food out. That way, take something out of this pail or out of this bucket, write down what it is next time you go to the store, buy the replacements for it, and just continue to rotate. Looking at the tops of this food, I see food in here dated up to 2013. So you can see how much you can get inside of one of these buckets. It's quite a bit. Half a dozen, 10 of these buckets stored, you'll have quite a bit of food. Also, I mentioned to you about diabetics. This is a paper that I found on the internet. I don't remember the website, but it's written by a man named James Nelson, and he discusses a low-carb prepping, or low-carb prepper. He's got some good advice here. He talks about watching carbs, how to handle carbs, and that's big if you're a diabetic. Like I said, I am. I'm a type 2 diabetic. I handle most of mine with diet, with what I eat, how I eat. I do have some medicine that I take. One thing I do want to encourage, if you're a diabetic, talk to your doctor and let them know that you're wanting to get some ideas on what you can do to prepare for disaster situations, long-term power outages, things of that nature. If you have medication, you want to make sure you have enough medication saved to get you through those difficult times. Eating properly is another thing. You may not always be able to pick and choose as you want to, but eating small amounts of food instead of big meals, I found helps me. I can speak only from my personal experiences. I've got MREs, or we have MREs in the basement as emergency foods as well, and I do eat them. I have to eat them very cautiously though with my diabetes, but however I have learned to do that. You may be able to do that, you may not. Only you and your doctor can discuss that for sure. But now is the time to talk about these things. Now is the time to talk to your doctor about them. Don't wait until we're in a bad situation, bad circumstances. You won't be able to get in touch with your doctor then. Now is the time to sit down and talk about that stuff. This man, Mr. Nelson, he gives us some real good ideas on dried foods. He gives some ideas on fish, on drying fishes for long-term storage, on pasta. Do you realize that if you eat whole wheat pasta or pasta that is made from shirataki noodles, there's no grain at all in those. There's also a type of a pasta that comes from South Africa called biltong, and it keeps, according to this man, for a very, very long time, and it's very tasty as well. So it's a good substitute for regular spaghetti, for regular types of pasta, and it's healthy for the low carb or no carb diet. Jerky is good. It may not be a long-term storage. However, if you would put it in one of these and seal it, it would extend the life. Dried vegetables work really, really good as well. You can dehydrate them in a dehydrator. You can dry them on your retreat or on your farm, and use them as folks of a generation ago did. So, you know, there's a lot of things out there that are available for us if we'll just take a little bit of time and look at them. Again, this is a 3-page document. Now, if you want this, just send me a PM through YouTube and give me an email address that you don't mind me knowing and seeing, and I'll email this to you in a PDF file. You can have it to read, and maybe it will help you with your preps, with your food storage. I hope this has given you some ideas, maybe giving you something a little different to think about. But until next time, God bless us.